second goal. Mahomes swings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City! Ready, down! Put.
Hello? You play to win the game. I don't want winners. I want people that want to win.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
With it. What's going on? How you doing? Meta in the building. Chill Will in the building. Got the wraparound. It's Wednesday.
You heard? It's too hot for this hat shit, man. It's too hot for this hat shit.
How's it going, brother, man?
It's good, man. We in that stage down here in the Cape where it's too hot for all that extra clothing in the hat and shit, but I ain't put the AC on yet. Trying to save electricity, man.
Trying to save electricity. I hear you, man.
We got some topics for them today, man. Some topics for them today. This is it's another play call sheet. Like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. You know how we move.
It's release night. Scheduled release night. So shout out to the NFL.
Damn it, Bobby.
Making their day. You know what I'm saying? It is their day. And it's gonna be popping. You know what I'm saying? Just let y'all know, week one, a lot of surprising matchups that came from the field, left, right, middle, but we are here. So what Will got up here? Strength of schedule up here. I see the New York.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into this schedule.
The New York Giants released the highest strength of schedule.
NFL released the new schedule, and the hardest schedule on this list so far, from what we've seen, is the New York Giants, whose opponent win percentage from last year was 57%. The Bears got the second highest, followed by Detroit, Philly, and Dallas. Man, your boys, bro, they got a top 5 hardest schedule this year. Now, part of that, I'm assuming the reason why you, Philly, and the Giants are all in the top 5 for hardest schedule is because y'all division be cooking. Y'all got a good division. You really do. And so that division, y'all gonna cannibalize, man. You do every year. It's gonna get even worse this year, man. It's cannibal season for y'all. Y'all know what it is.
Cannibal season for us, man. We start off this season against Philly. That is the game number 1 of the 2025-2026 season. So that is gonna be dope as hell. As I look down here, the 49ers weakest strength of schedule.
Weakest schedule. And they're gonna need it because that team's in shambles. That team is in shambles. They're going to need a weak-ass schedule to even be relevant this year, I believe, wholeheartedly.
Followed by New Orleans, then New England.
They also need it.
The Titans, and then Carolina.
The Patriots. My Pats got the 3rd easiest schedule. I'm hyped for that. We're going to need it, but we got a team built for that. What up, Mizzo? Hey, Coach, get on in here on your phone. Now, so you go. Oh, he is here. He just like, yo, let me in. There he is.
What y'all scared of, man?
You ain't have control. I forgot you ain't have control.
You here, Coach. You here. Going down, man. Yeah, schedule week, man. You got a Thursday night game. You got a Friday night.
Will, we going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, we go Super Bowl, Coach? That's how you feeling?
No. He said Sugar Bowl.
Oh.
Sugar Bowl. He said Sugar Bowl. Y'all gonna take your team.
Go. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid this year.
Hey, I like y'all draft. I like the fact that y'all went out and got Pickens. That's the best move that y'all did entirely, in my opinion. Y'all got a hard schedule, so you will be tested by the time the playoffs roll around. Question is, will you be in the playoffs?
Yeah, we're going to make the playoffs. Brian Schottenheimer is going to go get a Labardi for his daddy.
Oh, man. Listen here. We ready for it, man. You got an international game the next day. You got Kansas City against the Chargers. They actually are starting with 2 divisional matchups to start the season. Shout out to the NFL on that. Getting to the nitty-gritty right away in terms of division standings. Potentially takes a fall that you lost in week 1 to a team, and that's why you don't win the division. Or that's why you don't get a playoff spot. So it's pretty interesting how they on that back.
Hey, Coach. This is another segment of couldn't happen to a better fan base. The Saints, we finished at Carolina, Jets, Titans, Falcons, and we going 1-3 in that stretch, Bobby said. The Saints.
Hold on. Mike just had me shocked with his comment. The Giants will finish 6-11. Wasn't you the one that said Dallas will finish last in our division? So how we gonna finish? If y'all gonna end up 6-11?
Ooh, worlds colliding. His opinions attacking each other.
I just want to know. Or is this different now since you've seen the schedule? And that you have to talk. I know you're an honest guy. You're honest, you know what I'm saying, all day. But y'all not gonna be better than 6-11 this year?
Hold on, y'all going 6-11 with Jackson Dart and no team, really? This is crazy. Figure it out, Mike. Figure it out.
6-11, huh? That's pretty optimistic.
That's super optimistic. He said, "I saw the schedule, so my opinion changed."
Okay,
the
man.
Schedule says you got the hardest schedule.
So y'all plan on? So they plan on Tampa Bay to win like what, 12, 13 games? I'm assuming? We know that ain't going to happen.
Dale Saints taking for Manning next year. Nah, and look, you might be right.
They coming out.
Manning, they want Big Nussy though.
That's who they're going to get.
His dad's in the organization. He coming out next year. They want Big Nuss.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's who they going to take.
Mike said, we're going to split with the Cowboys and the Skins. Beat the Saints, Raiders, Pats, and Vikings. You're not beating my Pats, cuz. Quarterback situation alone says,
You got a lot of faith in Russ, man. Russ ain't cooked in the...
He been cooking hot dog water. That's what he been cooking. Oh, Bobby said 2-15 for us.
God damn, Bobby.
Bobby, I got y'all at least winning 4 games.
Let's tap into that. The Saints will open their season at home against the Arizona Cardinals. We got Mike in the building. Mike's Giants against the Commanders, week 1. Who else we got in the building? Anybody? We already mentioned your team, the Commanders. Mike's team, the Giants. So anybody coming here tonight, man, you know we're going to throw out your week 1 opponent. And y'all can go look through your team schedules if you want to, man. Hope you enjoy them. Hope you love them. The NFL season is about 3.5 months away. We about to be popping. I mean, off season and all that starts soon, but you know the real gritty. You know what I'm saying, when the records matter, start 3.5 months. We gonna be here until then, man. Talking all the shit, building up to the 2025-2026 season, man. Oh y'all with me? Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. Anything from? Did you look at the Patriots schedule? Anything fascinating?
I actually didn't. Once I saw how easy the schedule was, I was like, I don't even care who we play. But here, I pull it out. Hold on. 20, 25. Let's see what this looking like. I was too busy setting up for the show, broadening my horizons and such.
Washington got an overseas game about time.
Two.
No.
Yeah.
You look back from an injury the next year, he's an MVP candidate, right?
Who's the MVP candidate? Who you talking about?
Dak, every year he comes back, MVP candidate.
You want to bounce back this year for sure. If you're him, you have to. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of on that list that you don't want to be at.
Got to.
And I definitely feel like he can. Will it be crazy? Probably not. But just keep consistency. One thing I seen early in the year last year, prior to them getting hurt, was there was no uptick. The defense was leading them to win some of those games, or at least some of the other players, pass catchers and all that. But he has to be 100% in. He is the leader of our team. He is the quarterback of our team. He has to have a positive upbeat in order for us to overall have a great upbeat. So it's to me, this is do or die, and this is it right here. Make or break that this year. This is what it is. Every year you can say that, but right, he's still our quarterback here. So this is the make or break year in terms of what Dallas is really going to decide to do in the future with. Nothing else you can write here.
So, to answer your question, my well-esteemed co-host, the first thing I noticed is our first game, if I'm reading this correctly, is against the Raiders, which that's at home. That's Tom Brady coming home. So that's going to be fun. We're going to whoop their ass too, because that's not a good team. So I look forward to that. We got Miami, Pittsburgh, probably both losses, but Miami always got our number. That don't mean we can't beat them. It's a new sheriff in town. Our defense is looking. I love what I'm seeing from our defense, just from what I'm hearing. Steelers, we'll see. I don't know what that team's doing at QB, so we're gonna be in that game no matter what. Then we got the Panthers. That's a win. The Bills, that's probably a loss. Saints, definitely a win. Titans, I would have said that's a win anyway, but that's Vrabel going back to where he got his first head coaching job. He gonna put a whooping on him. That's not a good team over there. Then we got the Browns. That's a win, in my opinion. We got the Falcons. Toss up. I say we get that win, but we'll see what they got going on. How Penix looks by week 9 is that? I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, week 9. Then we got the Bucks, the Jets we own. I don't know about the Bucks. They'll probably win that game. Jets we own. Bengals, it's gonna be a shootout because they're all offense. They got no defense out there. They won't even pay them in. Giants, Mike, you're done. Taking y'all out. Then we got a bye week. We got a late bye week. We come back from the bye week to face the Bills and the Ravens, the Jets and the Dolphins. We probably finish the season 1-3, no bullshit. But yeah, I like the schedule. I'm not gonna lie. I like the schedule for us. I like what team about to put out there. It is the play call sheet. Oh, the bottom, the banner. God damn it. I almost did everything right. Almost.
Yeah, this is rough right here. Looking at our schedule here. Typical Dallas fashion, I feel like the opposite this year, where we are in a game literally every week, regardless of if we're on TV or not on TV. It just early in the game, you get Philly. The Giants is like, okay, let's see what the Giants have new this year. But then you go Chicago with their new offense. That's kind of maybe a slide through, but let's see how the new coach gets them upbeat early in the season. So that should be an interesting matchup. Then you got Green Bay. So we can either start the season 3 ways, and we know the 3 ways. It's not going to be undefeated, though, but we can end up 3-1, 2-2, 1-3. I feel like in that course.
Oh, yeah,
the Jets, Carolina, that's our booster streak right there. We can boost the streak, and I'm going to say the Commanders, too. But we have to boost the streak to 2 or 3 there because it gets ugly. You got Denver, Arizona, you got your bye week. Then you go out and you play the Raiders, but then you got the Philly, Chiefs, Lions.
Y'all going back into the playoffs.
So we already in the playoffs. We're already in the playoffs in week 12. That's what it comes down to. The Stars got to be the star this year, man.
All right, a few questions from the chat I got to deal with or comments. First of all, Giants are beating the Patriots. It's just what we do in the bowl. Nowhere else. We slap y'all up mostly every other time. In fact, we beat y'all ass the week before the playoffs. That year that you beat us the first time in 2007. So stop it, Mike. And y'all ain't got a quarterback. Jackson Dart, he gonna throw darts to the wrong team. Okay? So
you got a lot of faith in them 3 QBs they got up there. 3 QBs.
Yeah. I think by the time we face them, they're gonna have to put Dart out there. I don't think it's gonna be a good team. They got Parsons winning Defensive Player of the Year and Dak comeback player on FanDuel. Those are favorites. I like that. Okay, and no. Anthony, who are the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year favorites? Offensive Jonty and defensive Carter. Yeah, that checks out. But I'll say dark horse, Hampton, bro.
Donovan.
Gonna do it. Yeah, who?
Donovan.
Gone. Now he might. I like Hampton.
Oh, you better stand up for your guy, man.
Who? I don't got no guys this season.
Yes, you do. BC.
Edge
rusher on your team.
Nah, he a regular NFL player now. When he up to 2 he drafted, he was a BC guy. I have high hopes.
Here we go. He's C.
On this roster here, on this Dallas Cowboys roster here, because we know how Jerry plays. You better come up and be that guy. BC says it. People that come in the league, you can be that guy. But right now, you a C player, baby. Get to a B or an A, baby. That's what we need. I need that so I can talk more shit to my Bostonians about not only my Cowboys, but you.
Bobby says show, but he's just fucking around because he knows better. If we're competitive and Carter wins the defensive rookie of the year, I'm cool with that. You can one of those things can happen.
I'm pitting $2 on Shedeur to win rookie of the year. $2 because it's gonna be plus like 100,000. Shedeur for me.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. FanDuel has Travis Hunter, as number 3 for offensive rookie of the year. Offensive.
And it.
You heard me right.
You know what's crazy about that? That
well, if it's crazy that if it happens, people are going to lose their mind on me because of how much I said he's not going to play wideout.
That means that Jacksonville's going to have one of the craziest tandems in the league because you already got Brian Thomas Jr. So if he's getting that and he wins offensive player of the year, that means Jacksonville's going to be pretty good this year. Hopefully, that's what it shows. So I feel like that's one of the deficiencies last year was kind of just getting the ball out there and receivers being healthy. So let's see if both of those marginalize this year. And Trevor.
So based on the comments, we kind of have an idea. But chat, let us know scale of 1 to 10 how confident you are for your team this season, just making the playoffs. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being we making it, you know what's good. And we make it one. What you say, Coach? 10?
Sanders at 2,600. I'm taking $2 to make 50.
10, baby.
10. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. 7, 8, 9, 10.
What about you? What about you, Toop? 1 to 10.
I'm gonna go 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He was giving me like with that jingle. Yeah. It was either that
it was too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had to do the 10 crack commandments. That's what we had to do.
It's the 10 crack commandments.
Bobby says a 10 for us to have the first pick in next year's draft. Yeah, it's not looking good. No, I think the Giants are of the bad teams in the league. I think the Giants have the hardest. I mean, they have the hardest schedule, period. But they have the hardest schedule amongst the bad teams as well. I think the Giants might get that first pick next year. I don't think it's going to be a good team. I love neighbors.
How did the Niners get such an easy schedule, strength of schedule?
They need it.
They didn't that bad this year.
Yeah, but I think we all see what's coming down.
Oh yeah, this is going to be epic. If they don't make the schedule, remember what I've been saying? Consider it done.
Consider what done? What part?
New coach or both?
For who? The Giants?
The Niners.
Oh, the Niners. There. Yeah.
New
coach. Can you really do that if you're the Niners?
Yep.
Is there a better coach out there for the job?
They got rid of a coach. They got rid of a coach that took them to the Super Bowl.
Yes, indeed they did. Why did they do that? Oh, I think they did that.
Strong will for them.
He also botched the quarterback situation towards the end. Like the whole
with
benching Cap, and then the Cap situation happened, and then he benched Cap, let fucking Blaine Gabbert play. It was a nightmare at the end there. But yeah, you're right. I believe Cowboys head coach is a bridge head coach. He will be gone next year. You think they only give Shotty 1 year?
No, not no 1 year.
Why? If it was Mayo,
this team got too much this DNA on it.
Fair enough.
Coaches.
Fair enough.
To sit at home.
All right.
So that ain't happening.
All right, Chook, I need to know who's on your team already. It's bothering me. I need to know who you got. Who you draft. No, I'm talking about your fantasy.
No, my team so far. My team so far consists of, first off, the name is the Lady Draymond Greens. Yes, that's my team name.
So basically the Angel Reese's.
Yes. Well, I didn't get Angel Reese. She was fifth. I wanted her. She was in my radar. Everybody's radar for that case. Kalia Cooper. I got Courtney Williams from Minnesota, Jacquel Jones, Rickea Jackson. I got the rookie from France, Dominique Molonga. And I got Sophie Cunningham so far.
Couldn't get Paige Beckers, huh? Sad.
I'm trying to get Kiki Eifrin right now.
Definitely.
Hopefully she slips to me, but there's some auto picks, aka Momo and Dominic. Y'all want to auto pick all night, so I'm definitely gonna hit y'all up about y'all draft tonight when I'm done with this, because y'all a couple steps ahead of me in terms of this draft position, and y'all fucking me up.
My not brother. Let it auto pick.
Auto picking. They in the trap or something.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Don. What you doing, bro?
Fantasy drafting tonight, everybody. That's what I'm doing. I'm staying, of course. Hopefully I am. I'm sorry if it's a nut butt and stuff like that, but I am multitasking like a motherfucker tonight. But I'm here in the motherland, STWF Studios, man. We cracking on this podcast tonight. Shout out to everybody tuning in so far, man. We still got lots of stuff to talk about. Like, share, and subscribe. STWF TV. We out here. So, fellas, man.
All right, so we're done with this.
What are we doing? Still summarizing. It's the scheduled release date, and it's a lovely day.
I don't like playing fantasy for WNBA. Most of my players was injured for weeks.
Yeah, I'm trying something new. Shout out to the Inspired Minds brand. They're doing something new in their department, and I said, hey, I'm gonna join the ride. Much support for them, man. I was on a show theirs a couple of weeks ago, discussing the NCAA tournament, things like that. So they brought me on the Sunday. It was dope.
Did you happen to have any links for the rookie situation that you talked about?
Rookie, the rookie slides.
Yeah, the 5 rookies who are not set up.
Yes, hold on. I can
take your time. Take your time. I just want to know. And any other link you got, if you could just throw that in the chat or in the group chat, so I can just grab that and throw it up. Yeah, we're a little delayed today. It was on me to create the link and thumbnail, and Dale had me on Canva, throwing me into shark infested waters on my own, but he helped though. Shout out to Dale. Appreciate you, brother. You got me there. He wasn't happy with my final product. He'll get over it. It'll be better next week. That's how this goes. But yeah.
And with the stool was not happy, I bet.
You see him with the yeah. Jake says, Will without a hat, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, it's too hot, bro. It's too hot on this bitch.
Say this, not that you look old, but it makes you look about 10 years.
10 years, you faded out when you said that like it was a lie. What happened?
Sent that out for you in the day.
10 years younger.
Oh, I look younger like this. Okay. Well, note to self. Hats make me look older. Say less. All right, let me pull up.
Pete.
What is going on?
Boston winning
right now, Coach.
81 over the Knicks with 9 minutes left. Yes, man. The Celtics came through and responded, man, as a team should, man, when they're playing as hard. We on the NFL ways right now. So this is right here. 5 NFL rookies set up to succeed and 5 to set up to fail. Rookie number one.
Travis Hunter, set up to succeed. Jacksonville Jaguars shook the NFL draft when they acquired number 2 pick from the Cleveland Browns for a monster haul that included the number 5 selection and 2026 first-round pick. With the second overall pick, the Jaguars took two-way phenomenon and 2024 Heisman Trophy winner, and that was a giant win, especially for Travis Hunter, since Jacksonville has a much better QB situation than Cleveland. So yeah, with that said, they believe he's gonna cook. They said Thomas had nearly 1,300 yards on a lousy Jaguars team, even though T-Law missed 7 games. Opposing defenses will have to pick their poison between Thomas and Hunter and Etienne. So yeah, again, that's assuming that he plays a lot. The coaches said he's going to play offense as well. I just don't think people understand the demand of playing on both sides of the ball in the NFL. You need the time off. He's a young stud of an athlete. All the athleticism in the world one could want. And he played, I think, pretty much aside from he took a cheap shot. I think not last year, but the year before. Took a cheap shot down the sideline playing receiver.
Colorado State game.
Right. Playing receiver, took a cheap shot, missed a few games. Other than that, he's there every game, playing on both sides of the ball, more snaps than anybody in college football. I think people look at that and say, well, that means he can do it. Well, that tells me 2 things. 1, yes, he can do it. But 2, he's been doing it. That means tread on the tires. You gave up 2 first-round picks to move up and get him. It sounds amazing. Idea. Like, oh, yeah, we got him. We're going to play on both sides. You're going to protect that investment. So if he has any ailments, any bumps and bruises, which he's going to have, I just don't see him playing both sides of the ball a lot. What do y'all fellas think about that?
I think this is a season where they're going to try to manufacture all that and try to see what type of player they do have. They have no other option, I feel, but to do it. Not only what he said prior to the draft, which stood on business, but at the same time, he has to do this and perform this on the field. And this is his dream to do it. And as a number 1, number 2 pick, I think he'll get the opportunity to try to play both sides of the ball. But like you said, well, ultimately, maybe he doesn't play both sides of the ball his whole career. But this year is definitely a good way to try to implement that.
So that's a nuanced take. That's a take from a person who understands the game, and I agree with you. I think that in this rookie season, we could see a lot of it. I think you're right there. I think the rookie season and it being so early in his career, you make a lot of sense there. I like that.
I love that. I love that Travis is gonna live out his dream, and he still got his wifey with him.
I bet he's still driving her around. He better not be. Shit. All right, set up to fail. Shedeur Sanders. We saw this one coming. We won't go through how he got drafted. We know what happened. I'm not even going to read all this. What I will say is obvious. Say it again. What happened?
Shedeur's going. Shedeur will ball. He will be week 8 or 9.
You think he's going to come in and start week 8 or week 9? All right, I can see that happening. But the problem is how many hurdles he got to jump to get there. He got to jump another rookie quarterback drafted ahead of him. That's probably going to be the easiest one. And then he got some other vets in that locker room, in that quarterback room that he's gonna have to. Here's the thing: a guy to jump a vet like that, the vet has to be playing real bad, and also you got to be gifted athletically and bring something. You can.
Talking about Joe Flacco,
right? Flacco, but Flacco Flacco will have a 5 or 6 game stretch of lighting it up, making it hard to get him out of there. Then he'll have a Flacco-ass game, and you'll start thinking, but you'll give him one more week. And if he has another Flacco game, that's when you move to the next guy. However, because there's a lot of them there. So I think 8 or 9, week 8 or 9, I think that is that's ambitious, coach. I'm not saying you're wrong. I say it's ambitious. I can see more like a 12, week 12. Especially because by then.
Okay, let's do this. Yeah. That's at week 12 or 13.
Okay. I can see that. I said 12, but 13 works too. I think
he's too big of a personality to be ignored. I think based on what I've seen so far, it's been I can tell he improved since last year as far as his delivery. But I think the pressure's going to be on him, unfortunately and uncannily, because Shiloh's going to make the team in Tampa Bay, professional. He's going to put some pressure on his little brother.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be doing stuff until you get QB1. So you got, and I'm pretty sure he's prepared his kids to play the role, especially after this unfortunate events that happened.
So there's another double-edged sword in this mix, by the way. Wait, Jameis is there, right?
Jameis is where? He's with New York.
Cleveland.
New York.
He went to New York. Okay.
So you got your room of right now. You got your room of Joe Flacco. There's another one. There's another one before Dylan. And then
it's Watson. It's the guy.
Pickett.
Sean Watson,
Pickett.
Flacco,
Isn't it?
Dylan, and
Pickett. Now Pickett's the easiest hurdle. He'll hop over him like a little fence.
They traded for
Pickett.
Pickett.
Over Pickett.
Oh, they traded for Pickett. Oh, they got 5 QBs in there. God damn.
Traded for Pickett.
Honestly, Pickett might, but even with the trade for him, Pickett might not make the team. Honestly, if he does, maybe Dylan Gabriel.
That series of moves.
Crazy.
Dylan Gabriel being drafted. We talking about obviously. The talk about Flacco. We talk about them trading. The idea who's going to be their QB1 then. That's why the odds are he will be QB1.
Who, Pickett?
No, Shedeur.
Oh, I was like, what is he? Like that's
just
a turn.
Just due to the amount of quarterbacks we just named.
The thing is, though, is like if they believe that much, they did. I don't know why they didn't draft him higher. We'll see. This is by far the most compelling story coming into the season. It's not even close, honestly. It's the most compelling story. All right. Let's move on. Set up to succeed. Ashton Jeanty. This is a fascinating one. Why do they think that? You know, when he went to a team that actually had good success with running backs when Josh Jacobs was there, Jacobs is a beast, but so was Jeanty. So I like this move. Yeah, it's a great fit. Yeah, Tom Brady's in win now mode with this team. He's crazy. Coach, what you feel about Jeanty and is he set up to succeed?
He's on the he's on the right now. He's making more than running backs in the league. Right? Sorry, Coach. He's making more than most running backs in the league right now. So it's go time, and he's gonna feel it. They're gonna look at him and they're gonna want to eat his ass. He got a lot to prove.
Ant's out here. There's a bunch of things I ain't look at yet that I got from the chat. Ant said Sanders won't start until 2027. That's madness. You got to get them in there sooner than that, especially with all the hype and all the like shit. Jake said you still look old. Appreciate you. At least I'm not balding. No. Hunter not playing both positions every week. Ain't no way. I saw his camp. That's the other thing. He is skinny as hell. And when he was balling at Colorado, I didn't notice it until he got cracked that time. And I was like, oh, yeah. He got hit by like a corner or a safety who's not even that big, and he looks small compared to that dude. He is not big in terms of weight. Brandon said, gonna be fun watching John Madden get in a spontaneous gunfight in the Nick Cage movie. Yeah, that's hilarious. John Madden playing Nick Cage. Stay away from turducken. Bam, bam, bam. Sanders won't start until that was that. So he's starting over Dylan's. That's what
Jeanty is the 12th highest rated running back in the league.
Oh yeah, and I bet you if you read that list off, I can name about at least 2 or 3 that I would probably take him over. No bullshit. And that's what I would look at myself. Mike asked over under 6.5 on how many games Sanders starts
this season.
So, yeah, that's under for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough hill. I'll say under, but I think I'll see him playing the later ladder of the season. He'll just miss that 6 games, 6.5. Sorry. Anybody that's trying to put it better on Dion late in the season will lose. ultimately, I think.
Same question for Bazooka Joe Milton.
Oh shit, for real?
I'm asking.
Under.
Okay. You better hope so, motherfucker.
For our sake, maybe that
so.
backup does that shit because backups reign to do okay in Dallas as of late. So
that is true. That is true. What does that say about Dak? Let's not talk about that. Will Sanders making the team in Tampa because of his name or playing because he can't cover for nothing? He could play. He could play zone. The man shit he was getting eaten up at times. Maybe he is more of a man corner, but if he is more of a man corner, it ain't looking good for him. He better brush up on his zone.
I think he's gonna play in the box safety.
So like a hybrid, like a hybrid nickel guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I give him this. He will bring the wood.
Oh yeah, he hits. He is nothing like his daddy in that sense. He hits. And then Nick Cage as Madden is such a bad casting. Should have used the fat fuck like Jonah Hill. Jonah lost the weight. Be nice. And also, all y'all shut up. That's a next topic. Not yet. We ain't there yet. Despite
we getting there. We're trying to climb it.
That I got to.
So we got another one that failed.
Back to the rookie. So, John, all right, set up to fail, Kelvin Banks. Of course, right? Oh, the Saints. Yeah, it's because he's the Saint.
Why they picking on a Longhorn, man? Picking on a Longhorn. Team trash.
Which would, but he's surrounded by nothingness. He's in a void. You think he's going to succeed right away, or you think he's going to have like big struggles because of the team around him?
This year, we may a resurgence of the infamous bags.
You about the bags out?
Oh, don't tell them about the bags.
I think the bags are going to be out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they beat us 44-19 last year. Yeah.
Them bags is free. They hand them out of the door.
They passed the bags to us last season, Coach.
Nah, y'all ain't have bags.
Nah, we had bags. We lost to the Saints. We deserved to wear bags.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Last year just bad team, and we beat the fuck up.
Look at the Saints. When we look at their tape from last year, we're on it in a bad way. Yeah, put those bags. We last year put the bags on, not overall, but after that game, I would have put the bag on. We did the same. It was terrible.
Gabe Taylor trying to follow his brother Sean Taylor and Kent trying to make the team in Washington. That's a great story as well. Sean Taylor's younger brother. I don't know his overall skill level.
It's right out.
What I did see though is freak athlete, just like his brother. So I think he ran like a 4.3 or something. I think it was pro day, but or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, for all the love that they said wasn't shown to Sean Taylor up in Washington, it's sure as now being shown now. I mean,
they loved him.
Now I'm talking about it took the organization a minute to kind of go in the graces of where fans wanted to go. And I love that nowadays you hear a lot more of the organization honoring Sean, you know what I'm saying, doing like that. You know, even with the Beckel of the statue. I mean, they was able to get over that. And I'm happy and grateful, man, for his brother, and hope the best for him, you know. Always condolences, man, to the late great Sean Taylor, man. Played football the way I love to play.
All right, so now we're back to who set up to succeed. Set up to succeed, Mykel Williams.
Mykel,
he going to San Fran. They got an easy schedule. I think he's gonna do some damage there. Playing on the other side of Bosa. If Bosa can stay healthy, I think they got him a good one. Honestly, I like Mykel Williams. I think he's gonna do real well for that team.
What we got over here, man? Who's gonna fail? I want another failure. Who's gonna fail?
To bringing this negative energy here.
The failures.
All right, set up to fail. Tyler Booker. Yeah, you wanted it. Hey, you know what? It's funny how bad you wanted this one of your guys.
Damn. Yo, Coach, we got a failure on this list, man.
You walked yourself into that.
Well, at least ain't my.
So I'm trying to figure how be a failure.
They so what it says is leading to the draft, it was reported Dallas Cowboys could use their first round pick off on an offensive weapon to complement Dak Prescott. Okay. The Cowboys reached for Alabama Tyler Booker with the number 12 pick. Another day one development that nobody saw coming. Booker was viewed as a late first round, early second round pick, but the boys jumped on him awfully early. With franchise legend Zach Martin retiring, Booker immediately slots in as one of the starting guards alongside Tyler Smith. Asking Booker to step in and immediately replace the future Hall of Famer is a tall task. So the kid better be ready for some growing pains. Dallas O-line.
He was, but see, Martin last playing version of Martin. That's why he retired. So
yeah.
Say he's going to come in and repair and replace that version of Martin from last year.
Yeah, he's not. This isn't Steve Young replacing Montana when he left. This is whoever replaced Montana with the Chiefs. Like that's it's different. It's different for sure. All right. Well, I think they may be in. I agree with you guys. I mean, I know that's your team, and there may be some homer in there, but I agree that I think they're being a little harsh on bro, for sure. There will be a learning curve, but I think you guys coach up the line pretty well.
I like the nastiness. He got points. He got and automatically called out Carter. I like it.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be good.
Bye, take care.
No bullshit.
Have a good night.
All right, moving on. We got set up to succeed. Another Longhorn. Jahdae Barron. This time, y'all succeeded. He's on the Broncos. They got a little team over there.
I think he's going to end up being the best corner in the league. The best rookie corner this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing, though. Would you call him a ball hawk? Or is he just like a lock?
Like I'm a ball straight up dog. No, he's not a ball hawk, but he will run. He ain't scared to hit, and he will get a receiver.
He's gonna need to be because he played on the other side of Surtain, and they're not throwing over there. So he's gonna see the rock. We'll see how that plays out.
That's true.
He finished with Barron finished 2024 with a PFF coverage grade of 91.1, tops in the nation. He can light up anywhere in the field from corner to slot to the box, and he'll be playing with Surtain, Hufanga, and Riley Moss. I like their secondary. I think you're right, Coach. I think he's.
Yes,
I think this list is right. He's set up to succeed.
Add on to that secondary. They're gonna need him.
Yeah, I agree. All right, set up to fail. Colston Loveland. Loveland and Tyler Warren were consensus top 2 tight end prospects in the 2025 class. Most folks ranked Penn State product ahead of Loveland, but Warren went 14th overall to the Colts. The problem, I'm not even going to read the rest of this because I already know where they're probably going to go, is the uncertainty at quarterback with the Colts. So, they need him, though. They need a tight end. So they've been trying to get a tight end in Indy for fucking, I feel like a decade.
Since Dallas Clark.
Basically. There might have been I can't think of another one that was really doing work after that. So I believe you are correct, sir. All right. I didn't spend too much time on that. Set up to succeed. Another Longhorn. This is getting annoying. This guy's from Texas, and I know it. Because they got Matthew Golden up here. This one I actually wholeheartedly agree with. Because they really develop receivers up there in Green Bay. They really do. They do a great job of it. That's why they have no problem moving on from guys that I know people are going to say, Watson, you're right. They didn't develop him. I just think he sucks. I said it from the beginning. Well documented. There's fucking probably an hour worth of footage of me saying, that guy's whack. That being said, he's going to be playing next to Romeo Dobbs. He's going to be playing next to Reed. And I don't know who else they kept. I think Wicks and Watson are gone. He should have to move right into the slot.
I'm hearing they saying Wicks are not. Wicks, they talking about Wicks is not gone. He's still going to be a part of. Oh, but like I said,
so Wicks is that okay?
But any of these receivers, though, you just have to kind of respect the floor, how their offense is going to be ran. It's going to be ran in different sets. Different guys are going to be in there, and different guys are going to have to produce. If they're down with that, then it could be a good offense. But if you got disgruntled guys in the locker room, of course, they're divas, they're receivers, then it's going to be a problem. But the rookie coming in, it's going to scare a few of these receivers because of where they drafted them at. But they're going to have to go out there and play. Jordan Love's going to need the ball.
The best thing I liked about this move is that they move on from Watson, but they still keep the speed. He is a field stretcher.
And Watson has
he's going to have opportunities to stretch the field on this team. Because loves a gunslinger. He loves to throw that shit. And they're going to give him the opportunity to do it. So I like this move. I do like this fit for him. I said it when they drafted him. Thought it was a great pick. All right, so that's that. Moving on. Set up to fail. This one surprised me. Emeka Egbuka.
Where's Pete Dahl at?
Oh, is that where you went?
Nah, but Pete Dahl wanted to pick him.
Pete Dahl wanted to pick him every single draft. Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, though. He went to Tampa. I say that I feel like he's in a good spot. I don't understand. I'm gonna read what they say because I don't understand what their problem is. One of the biggest stutters came when Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted Ohio State receiver with the number 19 pick. Yes, he is widely projected to be top 20 pick, but the Bucs, Tampa Bay boasts the league's top 3 wide receiver tandems in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, one of the league's top 3, who just signed $66 million. To say nothing of 2024 rookie standout Jalen McMillan, who emerged as a capable number 2 receiver following Godwin's season-ending ankle injury. Then you throw in the dynamic of running back tandem Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. So what is Egbuka then? Like the number 6 guy in the Baker Mayfield-led offense at best? He's the number 3 receiver behind Godwin and Evans. Here's the thing, though. Godwin can't stay healthy. Evans is a consummate professional and a Hall of Famer already. But I can't see him consistent, like still being like 1,000 yards every single year. And even if he is, he's going to take a step or 2 back. You're going to need to have depth, especially with Godwin always hurt. I think they're wrong on this one. I think he went to a great place, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did. To open up the way they can potentially, if Godwin gets hurt, they're going to need somebody to flex in there. Yeah. Baker throwing to some young guys. Good to see. He'll crack. He's definitely gonna crack the rotation. He's gonna be a good guy.
He'll play. He's gonna play a lot of ball, I think. All right, and that was the last one. So that is your. That was out of Total Pro Sports. Don't know who they are, but shout out to them. The author was Alex Hogler. He posted that on May 7th. Shout out to that man. Thank you for your list and giving us content to break down.
Appreciate you, man. We here, man, on the play call sheet, man. It's a first down. We just hit the, the mark on 4th. So we popping here. It was mentioned earlier in the group chat that there's a movie coming out involving the life of NFL legend. Yes, John Madden. And Amazon MGM Studios has begun production on the movie Madden. Starring Nicolas Cage as Raiders head coach turned iconic broadcaster John Madden, and Christian Bale as the team owner Al Davis. David O. Russell is directing the film, and it involves and stars a lot of other people: John Mooney, Catherine Hand, Virginia Madden, and Sienna Miller as Carol Davis. So, you guys intrigued?
This is going to be a shit show. No, this is going to be a shit show. First of all, how on earth did they decide Nicolas Cage should play this role? This is crazy. Now, John Madden is a bit of a character. We all know that. That's what made him, aside from being a great coach, his post-coaching career, that's what was a big thing about him. All the sound effects and just he was the voice of the NFL for a lot of us, especially my youth, my age. I know you too. We grew up on Madden. We look forward to hearing him call these games. He is the exact opposite of Buck. We want to hear Madden, even if it's ridiculous. We wanted to hear him. My favorite moment with Madden, aside from his whoop and all his sound effects, was him saying that we should probably take a knee, and Tom Brady drives up the field and gets his first Super Bowl. And he admitted he was wrong about that. I love Madden. Madden, and I play Madden to this day. His game is falling off. He's rolling over in his grave, how that game is acting right now. Oh, yeah, 100%. The only problem with that, Coach, the only problem that I could see is could Frank take it seriously? Because he's always played Madden perfectly, but comedically.
Comedian-wise, yeah. I don't think they want this to be a funny comedic movie. This is
but to be fair,
no disrespect to him, because he got the best personation. But I think they could have had him come down a bit, and they would have probably paid him less for it.
Also, but to be fair though, I don't know that Nicolas Cage isn't going to be a goof himself. He's not. Is he going to play it seriously? I don't even know if he can be. I mean, we've seen him try to be serious in movies. We just never take him seriously. Yeah, I don't know if Nicolas
Rider with a headset.
Yeah. Yeah, this is I don't. Catherine Hahn is in this movie. I love Catherine Hahn, but she's also notoriously overacting at all times.
Oh, you're gonna bring this movie back like it's the 50s, 60s, 70s, man. We know who we was getting this movie. Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. But I'm gonna watch. So they got me. It's funny. So you want to know the real reason that they make it Nicolas Cage? Because if you just make a movie about John Madden and you picture some guy who can play him really well, even if it's Frank Caliendo or whatever, the only people really going to see that movie are football fans. People who know Madden, people who know the history and want to see how it plays out. But you make Nicolas Cage John Madden, now everyone's like, I got to see what the fuck he does. Because, like, it's Nicolas Cage. He's out of his mind. I got to see this. So I think it's to help sell the movie. That's why. It's got to be. Because I don't know why else you would ever pick Nicolas Cage this role.
We gonna go catch that, man. And what was it? It's gonna be on Amazon. I'm suggesting yes. MGM, Amazon, MGM Madden. I mean, this is something that should be in the movie theater if you're gonna be respectable. But you know how it is nowadays, man. The movie theater, all the apps, ultimately, and you can go tune into that.
What happened?
Oh, the Celtics won tonight.
Yes,
yeah.
You know why? You know why God did that, right? It's gonna be ugly as hell losing in New York to them guys. They got a song and all that ready for them guys, man.
He's a hater.
Nah.
He's a hater, but he's probably right. That's the problem.
Nah, I'm right. I'm absolutely right about that. Shout out to the Celtics though, because I did say they were gonna win tonight and bring it back to New York. And Spike Lee better not be in the arena and bring in Oakley.
What you call it? Fouled out, I think.
Town.
Light skin with the dreads. On the opposite, on New York's team.
Huh.
They look like dreads.
Jason Hart. Yeah, Hart the only one that he ain't got braids. Yeah, he got braids.
Who's dread? Oh, Brunson with the braids?
Brunson.
I think he fouled out.
Probably did.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna find trouble all night, man. We talking NFL here. We ain't talking no NBA over here, man. That's for Monday. Tune in Monday.
What up, Sid?
Parlay.
What up?
Let's ride on this show, man. So
I had to come and rub it in his face real quick.
Dale came in.
I appreciate it.
First, fair weather fans. They only do it when the line is about to rip. So Dale wasn't here tonight. Shout out to Dale because he's always bringing us interesting news from around Louisiana. But tonight he actually bought us something decent. So shout out to Dale for doing that.
That's great. He actually brought for once.
Once brought us some news, man. Shout out to Dale for bringing some
so what's the news? What's the news? Tell me the news. What's the news?
So we have here at FD Sportsbooks post-spring Heisman Trophy odds. So we have the top guy. Oh, this is why Dale sent this. What a coincidence. Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier at plus 800, the LSU quarterback. Arch Manning as well, plus 800. You got Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik at plus 900. You got wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, who's the only receiver on this list here, at plus 1,200. QB Julian Sayin of the Ohio State Buckeyes at plus 1,300. Then you have a trio of QBs plus 1,600. That's Lenore Sellers of South Carolina. Will's quarterback DJ Lagway, and Penn State's quarterback Drew Alla at plus 1,600. Dante Moore, the new quarterback of Oregon, plus 1,900. And Carson Beck and John Mateer of University of Miami. And John is a QB at Oklahoma, plus 2,500. So does anything that jump to you, or is there someone not mentioned on this list that you may be throwing in there? I know you guys are both from great schools. I don't have no BC Eagles as Heisman candidates. I wish there was, but since Matt Ryan, we haven't had one. So
well, the fanboy in me is noticing no Nico on that list, but that makes sense. He messed up a situation being greedy. I got Jeremiah Smith winning it this year. I think Archer's gonna have a chance. But I want to see how the weapon situation works out for Arch. They lost a lot of guys. So, but Arch is ready to cut up. So I think he should be. I would have had him as the favorite. Nussmeier as the favorite is weird to me. What is this? Dale is over here just sending it. No, I'm not playing this.
You know what's going to be the advantage for Arch?
Texas.
He's going to have this year. He's going to have a better running game.
Wow, who you got in there right now?
They got Braxton. Braxton was supposed to be the starter last year. He's the guy that got hurt.
He was hurt.
So he's back. The incoming freshman, I can't remember the name on top of my head. And then they got the wide.
Okay, I can see that. Y'all lost some line work. You lost some receivers.
Lost some line work. That's going to be hard. That line for like 3 and 4 years.
Okay. I'm also worried about, like I said it before, I'm worried about your receiving core. Y'all lost some guys in the last 2 years. A lot of guys in your last 2 years. Mitchell, Worthy, now Golden. Who's next? I know you got in some 5-star, but they're young. So I wonder about the receiving core that he's going to be throwing to. But then again, Arch has, I believe he's going to have the ability to elevate some guys. So we'll see. Before we go further, Dale was haunting us from not on the show that he could be on, making me play shit, even though he's not here. But I'm going to play it for you. Hold on, let me play this right quick. Mute that.
How about we don't want to play it?
It's Saints-related bullshit. He wants me to play Saints-related bullshit while he's not here. And I'm going to be clear, Dale, I'm only playing it for Bobby. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out. I'd like to share a few comments. This is my first year at the Saints. I know a lot of you are still getting to know me. I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I know.
Not going to lie, first thing I thought, whose nephew is this that they sent out here? Doesn't look like a head coach.
How to keep the quality of being a head coach in the NFL. I also think it's important to keep a healthy and respectful dynamic with the media and the members a part of that. So behind me, you'll see my angry translator, Coach Kazi.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, this is hilarious.
He may jump in to help answer and clarify a few questions here. So with that, first question.
Coach, I know you're coming off a Super Bowl victory, but you got a really tough schedule this year. You play at Seattle. That is a difficult place to play a game.
Yeah, of course, we have a lot of respect for the fans up there, and for that program, we look forward to the challenge.
Tough? The entire NFL is tough. So whether it be Seattle's 12th man, the best man, Superman, we are going to prepare ourselves like we do any other team. You know what else is tough? Listening to you talk. Next question.
Coach, you weren't here in 2019 with the no call, but I'm sure you're familiar with the way that the fans feel about the Rams, yeah?
We obviously have a ton of respect for the Rams, and we'll take that on and prepare like every other opponent.
Let me tell you something, Baldy. No, I wasn't here for the no call. Do I understand how the fans feel? I got a feeling. The guy was 10 yards, the ball was 10 yards away before they even tackled the guy. It was blatant. Speaking of no calls, you will not be called on to ask another question. How about that? Next.
Coach, let's take a question from one of our virtual media members, please.
Yep.
Hey, Coach, Jane Slater with the NFL Network. Will your familiarity with your old NFC East rival, the New York Giants, come into play here with the matchup?
We obviously have a ton of respect for the Giants, but, it's a different personnel group, different people, so we'll prepare just like we always do.
Let me tell you something, Jane. I'm got the memo with a whole new division. You want to talk Giants? That was a big, giant, stupid question.
Next.
Close the laptop.
Any concerns about any of the upgrades that we've seen this offseason in the division?
We obviously have a ton of respect for our NFC South division opponents. I look forward to experiencing those competitions.
Specifically, Coach, with respect to the Falcons?
Respect to the Falcons? Says who? Respect to the Falcons? Are you serious? Don't you ask another question about the Falcons. You understand me? Next.
Helen, going up against the Patriots and the Jets, it looks like both of them are going through a bit of has any type of advantage facing teams in that situation?
Look like we got a crystal ball, bro. Asking for all these predictions. Let me guess, you want the Powerball next? Huh? You want the Powerball numbers? Next question. Stupid question. Next question.
Coach, if we could just quickly double back to the NFC South when it comes to the rivalry with.
I know he's about to talk about the Falcons again. You about to ask me about the Falcons again?
He brought him with him.
Shut your mouth.
Rod, I saw your hand. Your hand up before. Do you have a follow-up question?
No, I'm good.
Bobby?
Yeah, Coach, give me your assessment on the team's offseason moves, and do you think you did enough to fill the holes, especially with deep playoff teams like the Bills on the schedule?
We feel really good about where we're at.
Let me tell you something, Bobby Abel. I listen to your little radio show. I hear how you talk on there. We ain't having none of that this year. None of it. Put some respect on our name.
Unless there's any more, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Looking forward to the season.
But there are a few more teams on the schedule we didn't get a chance to get to.
And we ain't getting to them.
Come on, man. You said if there are a few more questions.
I don't care. Look, the press conference is over. Y'all lucky we've been up here this long. Asking these ridiculous questions. Pack y'all little stuff up and get out my house.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Okay. Look, that was comedy. Y'all did some. Dale said we did something cool. He said it twice with two different accounts. He's that's real needy. You're real pick me right now, Dale. Look at us. We did something right.
Saints, they know they can't win the regular season, so they're gonna try to win the off season.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Saints.
So I got a few notes. First of all, that was really funny. I'm glad they did that. I'm also glad you sent the Dale. That's hilarious. Second of all, if only you put as much effort into fixing your fucking cap. Because holy shit. That's great. That's effort. That's,
How much they pay that man?
I'm glad y'all got time to do shit like this instead of rebuilding your roster. But yeah, that's funny. Also, I had no idea that Unc grew his hair back. So there's that.
Oh,
that man's an angry Saints fan like Unc.
Oh,
man. All right. That was good, y'all. I appreciated that. That was funny. It went on for way too long, but
no, it's all good, man.
I wanted to make it to an hour. Now we got there. So now the rest of this is just
a couple short stories real quick. Packers Elton Jenkins skipping Packers workouts over his contract. Here's the reason he has stayed so far away from the offseason workouts. Multiple sources have said 2 years left on his 4-year, $68 million contract extension he signed in December of 2022. It is designated for him to play as if he was starting at guard while also remaining competitive if he moved to a higher price tackle position. That average of $17 million would make him among the highest paid centers in the league. The problem, however, is centers are typically making less than the highest paid guards or tackles, so his concerns are tied to future earnings, which can be lower at center. Turning 30 years old. Should he get paid?
Sure. Who is it again?
It is Elgton Jenkins of the Green Bay Packers.
And he's gonna hold out. I mean, let him hold out. Always call their bluff. If you're running the team, always call the bluff.
Derrick Henry signs an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to that man. $30 million extension with the team. Keeps the 31-year-old free agent off the free agent market after this season. Rewards him with the largest deal in NFL history for a running back over 30 years old. As well deserved. You have sat there, gone through the mud, still up. He was entering the final year of a 2-year, $16 million contract when he outperformed his first season in Baltimore. Now he received $25 million more in guaranteed money. He remained under contract through the 2027 season. Jerry, man, scratching his head right now. God damn it. But in all, man, he's a Raven, and he's going to be a Raven this season, and let's see what the Ravens can do this year.
Yeah.
Fire as hell, man. I had here something I had put in my notes earlier. I sent it in the group chat, but I'll send it again so you have it, Will. It's updated here. So as the season comes, we have lists. We like lists. We're gonna bring some lists to you, but in a different way. Dissect and discuss if needed. If not, then that's what it is. But here on this show, we're gonna go through some talks in regards to the situation. So, list of position players. I typed in today top 10 wide receivers coming into this NFL season. And I have a list of 10 guys. Now, on this list of 10, obviously you're gonna have some people that you feel like should be up or down, and maybe some people not on this list that you want to put in this list. You can do that too. Everybody feel free to look at the comment thread and look at the top 10 receivers who I have written down. And we're going to talk about it. Number 10, T. Higgins of the Bengals. Number 9, Brian Thomas Jr. of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Malik Nabers, wide receiver of the Giants. Nico Collins, Houston Texans. Puka Nacua of the Los Angeles Rams. A.J. Brown of the Eagles. Amon-Ra St. Brown of Detroit. CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys. Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. And the number one guy coming into this season is the moneymaker, the man, Jamal Chase. So if anybody in the comment thread wants to talk about this list here, have a smooth little debate here to end the night, we are here.
For the most part, I like your list. I do. I like Lamb at 3. Not a lot of people putting him there, but I agree. I think he cooks. I think he's one of the best receptions guys in the league, and he can also get space and score some touchdowns. You probably need him to score a little more, and I think he will be able to, because you're not going to be able to double him no more. He's going to have a year. Yeah, that's one thing I kind of agree, Mike. I might have flip-flopped him and St. Brown. But like I said,
this year too, definitely based on this year coming up, individually should have a solid year, because you got the other guy, James, on the other side, definitely. But in terms of double him. Pickens on the other side is more of a threat. Just being on that side than maybe Jameson is, but Jameson has proven that he can play amongst the boys in this league. But St. Brown for sure. I wouldn't be mad at the switch either. It was kind of, for me on this list here, and choosing where I chose him at, it definitely was the CD, Amon, AJ Brown, where should I place what? I wanted to place AJ at 4, Ramon at 3, and CD at 5. But you know I'm biased, so I kind of went with the 3. But I kind of wanted CD to be down in this aspect. Another one on here was Nico Collins. I wanted to put him at number 10, but I gave him the respect. You know, I felt like that was gone. T. Higgins ended up in that spot, and I feel like Malik and Brian just coming in, I feel like the 8 and 9 spot are pretty decent.
So controversial pick for me. You wanted Nico at 10. I wanted Nico at 5.
Okay.
Nico's better than a lot of guys. Nico's a problem. Dale says Chase better than Jefferson. Chase has the GOAT throwing him the ball. Look, that's the only case, literally the only case you can make, in my opinion, for having Jefferson over Chase is that Jefferson has done it with less at quarterback. But I'd argue that he's had just a better overall team. Better line gives him, so the quarterback isn't as good, but the line's better, gives the quarterback more time. Better running game. I just think offensively, the entire offense is a more well-rounded offense. Not necessarily better, but more well-rounded in my opinion. Now, I know Mixon was there, but that O-line hasn't been – the O-line for the Bengals the entire time that Chase has been there has been garbage. It's a garbage O-line.
We're going to see – listen here. We're going to see what it is really this year. He's getting paid this money. He's going to go out there, hopefully be the same Chase. Jefferson got the money. Jefferson, last year, decent season, Coleman House. He's always going to be one of the top 3 guys on his list coming into the season until he retires, probably. But I took Jamal over him, man, because I seen a lot more last year from him in times when they almost got in again. Like the way they played, and it was due part most of the time to him. Though he had Joe Burrow throwing the ball, he still got to catch it. That's his job.
Dale, just a quick
Joe
question.
Joe Burrow ain't no GOAT, Dale. Get out of here.
No, but then he's trolling. He got you, by the way. His point is just like everybody loves this guy. Like if he's that good, then how can we? So I understand what he's saying, what he's doing there. But Dale, Randy Moss or Terrell Owens? I'll wait for your answer, obviously, before I get into what that is going to lead to.
Go
any day now, Dale.
Joe's the GOAT.
Oh, you know what, Coach? I was wrong. I forgot where he went to school. He was meaning that. Okay, Dale.
Yeah.
Why Moss?
Because you GOAT. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. You got that, Coach. I was wrong on that one. Why Moss? Why Moss over Terrell Owens? Tell me why. It should clear some things up for you.
Dale said so.
You said
career?
Longer career? That's not true.
Because what? He said
they
what?
both had long careers.
Theo had a longer career.
Terrell Owens' career was longer than Randy Moss's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, so normally
try again, Dale.
Yep, try again with your bullshit. Normally people who choose
Randy might have a longer career. You're right.
Did he? No,
yeah,
really?
He did. Yeah.
He
was in the Super Bowl he was in the Super Bowl with the San Fran team that lost under the lights when the lights turned off. He was on that team.
Yeah, but he barely he didn't do shit for them.
In terms of being on the roster, in terms of being on the roster, yeah, he had a longer career.
But people forget T.O. went to the Bills and to the Bengals.
Hold on. Dude was Mike Evans. Dude was Mike Evans before he was Mike Evans. This dude had consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. What he had 10? He had 10 or 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
Here's the thing: most people who take Moss over T.O., it is for one single thing. Because he scores more. He scores more. Well, guess what? Chase scores more. That's the name of the game. All this fucking 120 catches or 1,500 yards a bunch of time, all that's cool. Put the biscuit in the basket. Chase does that at a higher rate. He just scores more. And that's what I want from my receiver. Scoring threat at any case in point, at any time. He stretches the field more. Bro, he's about buckets.
Hey, Will.
Buckets.
Will, can I chime something in?
Yeah, do that.
I still think it's T.O. T.O. versus Moss. Receiving touchdowns, Moss had 156. T.O. had 153.
Mm-hmm. Also, again, games played.
T.O.
Though, I want
got
to see the
3.
games played.
Games played 219 by 1.
Wait, 2. I didn't hear you cut out for the numbers.
T.O. had 219 games, 218.
He caught up to him. Fascinating. I still got Moss. He still scored more, not by a lot though. I'd also like to add in that, like, towards the end of his career, I feel like Moss, he just played some seasons where he wasn't. I guess that leads to
Moss 4 All Pros, and 6 and 6 on Pro Bowls.
So you got T.O. over Moss, Coach?
I do too.
Only by a hair.
Yeah, I still give me Moss. No one puts the fear of God in you like Randy Moss, in my opinion. But yeah, the stats are closer than I remember. I smoke a lot. Shocker.
I mean, they went through balances where one had the better QB, one didn't. It all works like that, you know what I'm saying? Because there was years that T.O. dominated. Like both guys are fucking freaking natures. Like,
yeah,
every week
it's
one
like
guys. You knew these guys were going to score. Like, we now hunting for wide receivers, our favorite wide receivers nowadays, to score. These guys on a weekly basis were guaranteed they was going to the bucket and one. They were doing a celebration. They was going to be on the highlight reel. But that Fitz comment, bro, I'm not agreeing with that, Miz. They are not behind Fitzgerald at all. Fitzgerald is behind them slightly, but he's not ahead of them lightly.
Fitz?
He's not in front of them. He's not.
Fitz got more career tackles than drops. Fitz still ahead of them, bro, in my opinion.
Nah. I don't think so.
Drop the ball. If Fitz had, other than Kurt Warner, who did Fitz have?
Matt Leinart. Yeah, Matt Leinart out there.
A downhill.
I don't know, man. Fitz is a bad man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you go out there, like I said, he had one job, and that was to catch the fucking ball. I mean, at the end of the day, he might not have the QB, but at the end of the day, he had a job to do. And he caught the ball with the best of them. He had a great career, outstanding career. But for me, T.O. and Moss, to be behind him, for me, is more the entertainment part of the game.
No. Maybe I missed something. I think he was saying Jefferson is getting towards Larry. He wasn't saying that Larry's ahead of Moss and T.O., I don't think, was he?
No, he said Moss is higher than T.O., but either is remotely close to Rice, and both are behind Fitz. So you talk about the debate of Moss T.O. Yeah.
He's saying they're all behind Fitz? Oh, I'm with you. He's crazy.
So he got Fitz.
He got Fitz right behind Moss. I mean, he got Fitz right behind Rice. So basically, he got Rice 1, Fitz 2, Moss 3, T.O. 4. Nah, look, I love Fitz, and he is just unbelievably consistent. Unbelievably consistent and reliable, but he just doesn't stretch the field the way the other guys on this list does at all.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's a nightmare for defenses because it changes how you can play them. Yes, you had to deal with Fitz in all aspects. He's a great receiver, and he's a better blocker than anyone else on that list, by the way. By far, better blocker. But the defense can come down. It when Larry Fitzgerald is the guy versus those other three, the defense can come down. You can fuck with the run more because you can put another man in the box. Like with Moss on the field, you subtract 2 players from the defense. They have to be 1 man on him, 1 man over, or he's going to score. And T.O. went through a stretch where it was pretty much the same.
Pretty much X. Find me.
Calvin Johnson doesn't have the overall, like, he has like individual like season numbers that are crazy. But to be fair, like, it always bothered me that he never sniffed a 20 touchdown season, considering him and Stafford were just literally playing pitch and catch by themselves.
It was literally like therapy for him in Detroit. And I feel like that takes away from him being, I mean, if you want to put him on your top 5 list, I respect that. But that's probably a reason why he's not. If he didn't have to go through all that stress in Detroit, I think he would be probably top 2, top 3 receivers all time. I feel like the stress, and though he still went upon the game and still played like a professional, I feel like he was stressed the fuck out in Detroit.
Okay, Coach. I couldn't remember what my old argument was for this debate. Yes, we went over the games played, understood, and the numbers, the main numbers of touchdowns and stuff like that. But Moss did his in a lot less targets, in my opinion. A lot less targets. And also, I think T.O. had better QBs, which speaks to Dale's argument with Jefferson. T.O. did switch some QBs later on, but early on he started with Steve Young.
Which QBs?
I'm saying
I give him that.
Yeah, he has Steve, but that's like the bait. That starts it all. That gives him a nice little jump out the gate.
Hold on. Randy didn't start with somebody, all right?
Randall Cunningham is not Steve Young, unfortunately, and neither.
And
is
he started with Randall. He started with Randall.
Culpepper is a Moss product because Culpepper sucked anywhere else without him.
He started with Cunningham.
Yeah, started with Cunningham. Then he got Brad Johnson, I believe. He might even did he have Jeff George at all?
No. I think he rolled past. I mean, I feel like the QB, like I said, well, both of them, the QB boat kind of soared one way, then it tilted the other way. Maybe there was a time that was even, but it kind of heavily rocked the boat when then Moss went to Brady.
But he only had one real good year with Brady. It was amazing. The next year, first game of the season, Brady gets his knees blown up. He has Matt Cass for the rest of that season.
Okay. And the best quarterback that T.O. had was Donovan McNabb, and they played one season together.
No. The best quarterback he had was Steve Young, and they played multiple seasons together.
No. The best quarterback he had was Donovan McNabb.
No, he wasn't. It was Steve Young, period. Not up for debate. Steve Young's better than McNabb. What are you talking about?
No. I'm not talking about Steve Young is not better than McNabb. At the times that he had got him, Steve Young was on the edge of his career. It was over. Donovan McNabb was in his prime. They went to the Super Bowl, Will. They went to the Super Bowl. You gotta remember, regardless of the argument, they went to the Super Bowl. His best quarterback that he had was Donovan McNabb. The situation
that team was stacked, bro.
Good, but
even McNabb in his prime, give me Steve Young in those years.
That'll be real. I read one of T.O.'s books when he was going through the debacle in Philly and all that. He would admit that Donovan McNabb was probably the best QB he had, or Jeff Garcia. He doesn't even mention Steve Young. Because he knew where Steve Young was at. Steve Young was that guy. Was a sort of Super Bowl QB.
You know McNabb. He notoriously said McNabb was out of fucking shape throwing up in the huddle. He shit on McNabb. What are you talking about?
He shit on McNabb in terms of that. But when it came to numbers and make numbers, they were dynamic together. But they just couldn't coexist.
What he was talking about is he had some of his best seasons there. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's because he himself was in his prime then. versus he wasn't in his prime with Steve Young. He had his best years probably with McNabb. Yeah.
It's not about white QBs. It's not about white QBs. I'm talking about where Steve Young was at the helm of his career. That's all I'm saying. And he still, hold on, and T.O. still had the benefit of having Jerry Rice there. And I'm giving shout to Randy Moss over T.O. in that case. Because he had Jerry Rice. We're talking about Steve Young and he had Jerry Rice, the best receiver in front of him.
His single best season was probably 0-1. And I'm guessing that was Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't mention Steve. Don't disrespect Steve Young. He doesn't mention him. When he mentions QBs that he played with, he mentions Jeff Garcia, Donovan McNabb. He mentions those guys. You don't mention Steve Young. If Steve Young was 5 years younger, Steve Young would have been the best QB he played with. Absolutely. Because we know what Steve Young was. I know.
His second best touchdown output was with Steve Young, 14 touchdowns. He also did that with.
He had a lot of.
He also had 14 with his first season with McNabb. Yeah, I'm not buying the McNabb. I feel you're making a good case. You're making a good case, but I'm not buying McNabb. Man, McNabb is look, he played well, but he lived up athleticism and then got lazy and fat. And
we know, we ain't even yet. You throw sauce for real. I just talked about between the two QBs who was better. I can't wait for Lamar talk this season. Lamar talk.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. I get the point you're making. Still give me Moss. He puts the fear of God in stretching the field.
He does.
He got a little bit of that too, but you know what's funny? You know what's funny? When you think of Moss, you're thinking like down the field, right? Like most plays, like you would think about the most plays like over 50 yards. Yo, Rice got way more than both of them. It's not fast.
Absolutely.
Not fast. But still way
not fast and played in an era with receiver.
They can kill you. But he also played in the Stickum era. You can still have snaps.
Now with the John Elway of Joe Flacco's.
The John Elway of Joe.
Rice might have wore gloves. He never wore Stickum though. And he rarely wore gloves.
He was sticking it.
Get those bricklayer hands.
Hold on, T.O.
He definitely did.
The only place Mars wasn't great in was Oakland. I feel like T.O. was great in his places where he went to. It's about production, everybody. He had production. Regardless of.
To be fair, though, to be fair, I'll say this. Out the gate, it wasn't close. Out the gate, Moss was so much better. As a rookie, it wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually,
absolutely.
And he was doing that while sharing touches. T.O. was sharing touches too. I think Rice was still there. J.J. Stokes was out there.
He was sharing touches with Carter, and there was another guy, I believe.
Yeah, but it was mostly Carter. It was that dude. There was other guys, but it was mostly Carter. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Give me Moss, bro. That's always a fun debate, though. Always a fun debate because they're both unbelievable players. I'm always too aggressive with that debate, and it was funny because I was like that before he came here. I promise y'all.
Yeah,
I was a Moss fan before he came here.
Understandably, a lot of people was. I feel like.
Also, let me check. Do they have the drop stat? Because T.O.'s hands were not as good as Moss's. That always
definitely not. No, definitely not. Hands. Randy Moss's hands were better. We see T.O. drops, and that kind of evenated yearly, things like that. Yeah, so I would definitely give Moss that.
They don't got drops. On Pro Football Focus, y'all ain't got drops.
They got drops for other. Hold on, they got drops for other homies. They got for them. No, Larry never dropped. The thing about Larry, for me growing up, T.O. and Randy Moss was the wide receiver position. Like the way they went at it, the way they moved themselves and shit on the field.
You know what's crazy?
Classy way. Larry did that in a classy way, but Larry wasn't for me. But Larry was a great guy. He was a great receiver.
This is crazy. Catch percentage also favors T.O., which doesn't even register as realistic to me. How's that even possible? Catch percentage career in 14 seasons, 56.4 for Randy Moss. Catch percentage for T.O. in 15 seasons, 57.
You know why though? Because I say in these line lists, he had seasons where he had 1,000-yard seasons, and people were like, not really taking it as an ill stat, but he was still on teams and still going in 14, 15, 16 as the second receiver, if not the first receiver. Or it should have been the second receiver and ended up the season as the number one receiver on that team. So,
you know what's undeniable, though? The one thing that's definitely undeniable, T.O. aged far better than Randy Moss did. T.O. aged way better. He had to catch up because them first 2 years, like I said, them first 2 years, he blew T.O.'s first 2 years out of the water. But, like, over the course of their careers, towards the end, like T.O. ended his career 1,100 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,052 yards, 829, 983. That's his last 5 years. Moss's last 5 years were hideous. He had 1,200, then 393, 139, 174, and 80. He literally just slowed. And actually, that's not all of it though, because it's all one season. Actually, it's all once because he kept getting traded. How many times did he get traded? He got traded twice in a season. It looks like after he left New England. That's absurd. Absurd. I think we traded him Tennessee, and then he went on to finish with I think he went back to the Vikings at one point. But yeah, stats are crazy. Always fun.
Stats. Oh wow, man. Hey, our first Beckel of the building, man. We had our top 10 wide receivers list coming into the season this year, and next week we're gonna go over. We're just gonna flip this week to week, defense, offense. Right back here. We'll have a top 10 kickers list, punters list for Jake. He likes that type. He likes those positions. Man. Oh, make it do what it do, man. So yeah, man. I'm gonna share this list on the group page. WFTV, and we all gonna have a debate and conversation.
Jake, if you're still watching, we 100% do not agree with that. He was not. Matt Leinart was Larry's best QB. I mean, not Matt Leinart, fucking
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner was his best QB. Even at that age, yeah, by far. Went to the bowl with him.
Yep.
Carson Palmer was after the injury. Carson Palmer was never the same.
He was a shell of himself.
Do we like AJ Green? Yeah, we like AJ Green. I mean, AJ Green.
If all the guys we're talking about are tier 1, AJ Green is like bottom of tier 2.
Mm-hmm. Bottom tier 2 went out there and did the job.
I got Michael Irvin.
You got him near Michael Irvin? Yeah, okay. I don't mind that. The main difference being way more physical and a better leader. Albeit
1A and 1B of these lists is fucking wild after the receiver position. Because we went through Larry Fitzgerald and Calvin Johnson, and then from that era alone, there's so many other ones that you could throw on this list. Yeah, wide receivers we know. Them Della Crim I call when it comes to positions, man. Right there. That receiver position is deadly.
Over multiple years, though, and Palmer got to the Cardinals to the NFC Championship, not the bowl, but multiple winning seasons as well. I don't think Kurt Warner only played one season with Larry. They had some time together. I don't think it was one season.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were the best trio for a while. Like it was Kurt,
and he should have won it.
Larry and Anquan. Unbelievable.
Let's see how long.
Yeah, he's just reaching at this point. I don't think he actually knows.
No, I'm about to get you right now.
Kurt
he played 5. He played 5 years in Arizona.
5 years in Arizona. Kurt Warner.
2005 to 2.
He said 2 years at most. Wrong again, Jake. It's so easy to just check the numbers.
Hold on. He signed a 1-year deal.
Later on.
Back that up. That's why.
What?
he backed it up. He signed a 1-year deal originally with the Cardinals.
And then extended after, right?
And then he balled out. But then what happened was in that situation, and Jake might be a little bit honest in the situation, a little bit right, because his career in Arizona didn't start off good. Hurt his groin and had Josh McCown starting in front of him, but he basically remained the starter at that point. And then he struggled, and then they bought him back. So yeah, then he signed a new extension that next year for 3-year extension, and then he played out his 5-year stint with the Cardinals.
Balling the entire time, balling. So shout out to Kurt Warner. Mike says, "Hey Will, I was gonna make a joke about a glass of tap water, but it was
I just check because you know I like to check stuff."
Hold on. Nah, I'm sorry, Will. You're right.
Kurt Warner
might be the best QB Fritz had, because in every season he was not the starter when he was there. Every season he was there. Matt Leinart was the starting QB.
Kurt Warner when he was in Arizona.
Right.
And when he got there in 2005, he started 5 out of 6 in 06, 11 out of 14, 16 out of 16 in 08, and 15 out of 15 in 09.
Also, Jake, you're only considering like the team success of it all. You're not considering what the team was. Like the Cardinals was a better team that Carson got to play with. Their defense had became a lot better. Their defense was pretty good with Kurt there too, but I think it got better in my opinion. And yeah, he says Warner was 30-31 as a Cardinal, and Carson was 38-21-1. They had a tie. It's awful. Ties in football should never be allowed. Yeah, it's still not and again, all that is just about, you talk about record and shit like that. You're not talking about like how good the quarterback himself was. Kurt Warner's a better quarterback. Yeah, ties are awful. All right, man, great show. Let me do you got shout outs. Let me shout out to the chat right quick. Shout out to Bobby, always here. Shout out to Mike, always here. Shout out to Coach in the chat and on the show, doing his double duty out here. Shout out to Ed. Shout out to Brandon. Who else we got? I said Ed already.
Shout out to
Jake. You bum, should have been on the show.
Be in my ear during the show. More airtime to Jake. My lady said she came
to Chris.
The show and have more airtime to
Dale. Shout out to Sis, because she was on the show too. And Dale said he heard I made a graphic for this, and that's a lie. I don't know why he thought that.
Graphics. Make shit up. No graphics for this, man. When we go on, we hood style with it. We can live with it because we know Dale coming back soon, and he gonna get the production right on block, man. But we from the hood. I'm from the bricks with it. Will's in his room with it, and Coach in San Antonio with the what's those called? The tamales and all that stuff out there.
Hey, Dale, we ain't got stool time like you. We be busy through the day.
Hey, yo, B. And B's out there with you, probably looking at all the Victoria's Secret models down there.
Does the quarterback not lead the team? Things don't happen without Hutt. Okay, that doesn't really mean much when you consider guys like Trent Dilfer. Was Trent Dilfer better than a bunch of other quarterbacks because he went all the way to a bowl and won it?
Tim Tebow.
No, that team was better. The team was better.
Tim Tebow.
Team was better. Tim Tebow, hell of a leader.
Will Howard.
Go forward.
Will Howard.
Will Howard. Is Will Howard better than all these other quarterbacks? I don't know. Big difference between Dilfer and Pop. We're not comparing the two. We're saying that you can actually have success and not be the reason why at quarterback. That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. You can have success and not be necessarily the reason why.
Right now. Jake's in the stretch right now. He can't have an argument in hockey because coach's team is busting his asses up. The Patriots and Bengals are not doing well. The Reds are I guess, until they're not So Jake's having a hard time right now. Ohio State, he's been going. Sorry for disrespecting Will Howard. He's the only winner right now in your organizations. Sorry.
All right, man. Hell of a show. Way to cook, everybody.
Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
We'll be back next week with more hits You know how we get down. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my brothers in arms on these shows. And yeah, you got anybody else to shout out, bro?
Me, I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to Derek Carr, man, because he left that pity ass, shitty ass organization. So shout out to Derek Carr for leaving the goddamn Saints. Not shout out to the Saints for getting rid of Derek Carr.
You bums. Paper bag season begins. On 3, Dale sucks. 1, 2, 3. Dale sucks.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.